Hey everyone, it's Claire. I'm here in rainy Killarney, Ireland with local musician Tom Lucey. We're going to take a walk around town and talk about what it's like to be a musician here in Killarney.
All right, let's go.
I'm working on my foreign voice.
Do you want to tell everyone where we are?
Reedy's, JM Reedy's, technically speaking. Probably the nice looking bar in town. My younger brother plays here, that would be my main thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's in college now. He's living the life, but he's on music as well.
Yeah. Do you guys play together?
We have sang together. We did my sister's first dance. She got married at Christmas last year, so we sang that together. And then at my gigs we'd sing together, but as in he does like cover songs and stuff here, so we wouldn't necessarily. I just don't like doing the cover music thing.
Yeah.
I probably should be doing it, like, but
It is kind of how you make money here, isn't it?
yeah.
I was talking to someone in Dublin who plays a temple bar, and he was saying that they don't pay you if you play originals.
Yeah.
Which
No,
is
no,
so
no.
funny.
No one does.
When you meet other musicians, are they kind of categorized into people who play covers and people who don't, or not so much?
Most people will do both.
Most people do both.
Yeah. I mean, I'm lucky enough today. I can work with a band, doing the sound and the lights, and that pays the way.
Yeah.
So I can keep my music original, and that's it.
And so when you're playing venues, obviously there are some that want people to play covers and some.
All the bars in town just want covers.
So where do you go to play if you
Do
want?
my own show. Like I did 2 out in the acoustic club in the NEC, and did 2 in K-Town, and then I did 1 in Whelan's and 1 in Dolan's. So like you have to go and do it your own name. Like
You have to search.
you have to put your own money into it, and you do your own thing. Like
Yeah.
you make your money back if they're buying CDs.
So tell me about how you got into music growing up in Killarney.
It wasn't until about 7 years ago. 6 years ago, I've been making myself out to be older. Yeah, I was all sports my whole life. Did a bit of piano when I was younger, hated it.
Yeah.
Did a small bit of guitar just so I could sing parties.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I dropped out of college and I found myself with a lot of free time.
Mm-hmm.
Got into it, and first I was just writing songs for my own writing songs, and then kind of showed them to 1 or 2.
And so when did you transition from writing to performing?
5 years ago.
So there's a little period of just keeping the songs to yourself.
Yeah. And like my first show was out in it was my first time playing live was my first headline show.
Oh
Which
really?
was releasing my first CD.
That's
which was
amazing.
madness when I think back on it, like, but yeah, we sold out that one, so
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Love going back there, like, and
So you said that every time you have a release show, you try to have a home show. in
yeah, without a
Killarney.
doubt.
Yeah.
It's the like to guarantee the crowd,
Yeah.
basically,
Mhm.
But as you go up the country, you could have known. Like,
Yeah.
I've done gigs at no one,
Have you played a lot around Ireland?
Not as much as I like.
Yeah.
As always, I intend to. It's just everything's the weekends, and like if you're from Dublin, you'll always get preference
Yeah.
because you're there, you're ready to go.
Right.
Whereas you're down here, you have to travel up,
Yeah.
stay somewhere, so they're like they will
Yeah.
go for that. And there's a massive music school college in Dublin where like all the students from that would get a lot of gigs, like
Oh, okay. So
because they have contacts in the colleges.
the competition is real.
Yeah.
And do you find there's less? I mean, it's different, of course, because you're from here. But do you find there's less competition here?
No, it's funny actually. Like one of my best friends is actually at the same game. Like
Yeah.
he's doing it a lot longer than I am, like,
Uh-huh.
but he's doing his own original music. Like there's I mean, no one else doing it bar the 2 of us. Like, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, we're best friends, great. We're
Yeah.
both doing it. Yeah.
How would you characterize the music scene in Killarney compared to some of the other cities you've played in?
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
Music's huge in Killarney. I mean, there's definitely nowhere in Ireland that would pay as well as Killarney do for.
Really?
Yeah, and like there's like every single bar has music. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, usually what you'd see is earlier on there'd be traditional Irish music for the likes of yourself.
Yeah.
Touring.
Yeah. Trad.
Trad.
Yeah.
Like there's some amazing trad players in Killarney. Like
Yeah.
even lads that I work with, they're incredible. Like
If someone said, okay, I want to see trad in Killarney, where do you tell them to go?
I would tell them go with my friends in Booker's Park, out with Jarvis, or Major Colligan's it's called now.
Is it kind of an eye roll for a lot of Irish people?
Yeah, it would be, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I only have gotten into it from hanging out with them, but even at that, if I went, like, there could be 5 bars in a row, and here is unbelievable trad.
Yeah.
And 5 bars down is lads just leave, go home.
Yeah.
Do you know? There's way too much variation when it comes to trad.
Yeah.
You can have amazing musicians or useless musicians.
Yeah.
And then you might see where they mix together and you're going, oh geez, if he was playing with him, it'd be incredible, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, trad's massive.
Yeah.
Even the whole country, trad's huge.
Yeah. Do you think that's something that the older generations are more into than the younger generations, or is it kind of universal?
Universal, like you'd see there'd be flack yoles and stuff, which would be like all Irish music, Irish dancing and stuff, like, I mean, they're huge, like.
Yeah.
They gathered huge amounts, like. And then you'd have kind of in school, you'd kind of bring it in a bit when you're younger, but like,
Right.
you really see it in, like, you know, it's a fierce passed down through generations.
Yeah. So where else would you recommend people go see music? Maybe not trad, but more sort of what you do in Killarney.
It depends what day of the week.
Okay.
Do you know? Like here in Reedy's, always has good music.
Yeah.
Like the front bar, you know, where you get coffee on the way in, like they literally have people playing at the corner. So like you might have 30 people wedged in there, and it's full, like full to the last, like, and it's great crack.
Yeah.
Or even like most weekends you can't move, even where we are now, and the walking the way in, which is huge.
Yeah.
You can't move. Like,
That's awesome.
do you know? And they'd have music in the front, they'd have music here, they could have music up there, going all at once.
At the same time. Wow.
Yeah. This became a major venue for it. Yeah.
That's great.
Then my friend Carl is down with Charlie Foley's, which I'd always end up going to. And then you have the Grand, have live music, like nearly everywhere has
Yeah,
live
it's
music. You know?
everywhere.
It's amazing, like, and like this town doesn't stop, like, no
Yeah.
matter what time of year, it doesn't stop.
You don't see me like I see you, but your mind has thoughts that my mind thinks too.
So where are we now?
K-Town Bar. Done 2 gigs here now. Like, I really like playing here. It's nice. You know, it's compact, small. Lads are great here. They do
Yeah.
absolutely anything for us.
That's awesome.
Usually Christmas time I play here.
Right. You
And
said you
Friday.
did Christmas shows here.
Yeah, so it's hard to get a band around them as well. Like,
Right.
So everyone's booked for
Crazy
Christmas.
schedules, yeah.
So, but it's good. I love playing
Yeah.
here. Yeah, big time. This Christmas again, hopefully I'll do one here.
Yeah.
But it's trying to find a band at Christmas time is good fun.
Yeah.
Everyone's just up the walls completely, like.
Yeah.
So I really should be booking it now, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Christmas starts early. Christmas plans, at least.
Yeah.
So you were saying before, when the camera wasn't on, that there aren't as many female musicians in Killarney, at least doing covers, you said, right?
Yeah, like there's no, trad is different. You would have 1 or 2 trad, still not a lot, like.
Yeah.
But then there is 2 girls who they actually sang backing vocals on my own
Oh,
music.
cool.
I think their voices are amazing. But like they're the only 2 I know of in Killarney, and I don't know, is it like, it seems to be everywhere in Ireland.
Yeah. It is interesting. I mean, I've definitely played open mics where I'm the only woman performing, or one of 2.
Yeah.
And it's not the same in my experience in New York. I think one time I played an open mic in New York where I was the only woman, which was interesting. But for the most part, it's
Yeah.
way more 50-50
It would be in
Than
Ireland
here.
too with original music.
with original music. Yeah.
Like some of the best artists in Ireland are women. Like, you know, they're incredible. Like.
Yeah.
Even like we'll say regards people that, you know, make it, or you know, that are touring Ireland
Yeah.
well with big crowds. Like, it's very much you'd see a lot of women up there. Now
Yeah.
I know a majority of the bigger ones seem to be men, but
Yeah.
I mean, there's bands like Weaver and Lingo and Ruth Ann is like, you know, but even like Ruth Ann, she was always writing for other people. But then you've like the Irish bands like the Cronas would be one of the main influences I have from
Yeah.
the start. Like if I'm ever struggling to write, I'll go back and listen to their first album.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And when my brother was, I'd say he was in like 2 or 3 years ago, he was in his school and the main singer Danny O'Reilly came to give a talk.
Yeah.
And of course my brother
Did you sneak in?
made a beeline for him, and my brother's obsessed with guitars.
Yeah.
Started talking about guitars, and then proceeded to tell him that he was my main inspiration.
Aw.
That I loved the way he writes. I was like, why did you tell him all that? Like, that was between us. Like.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and you've
bands like Picture This, which are, you know,
Yeah.
massive. Just like to see social media the way that through them was unreal. Like,
Yeah.
do you know?
It is so interesting, I think, seeing from my perspective as an American. I mean, obviously my family's Irish, so I have that connection there, but I remember similar for me was finding Glen Hansard when I was like 16.
It's class.
I don't think I would be living in Ireland if I hadn't found his music
Yeah, no.
when I was 16. I don't think so. So it's, you know, as much as I don't want to be like, oh, one person that changed my life. You know, I mean, music does that.
It does.
It definitely
It
does.
does. Like my little brother does the loop station. Unbelievable at it.
That's awesome.
Ed Sheeran. has
Yeah,
been,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
As I joke, myself and Ed Sheeran did a great job raising him. You know, but like he's he's incredibly so. Like he wouldn't be able to play what he plays now
Yeah.
without Ed Sheeran.
It is amazing. Also, when you find somebody at the right time, I mean, people that I listen to, I mean, I still love Glen Hansard, but, you know, there are people that I listened to when I was 14, 15, just starting to play guitar. Like, I used to play whatever was on the radio, you know, whatever 4-chord songs I could learn.
They're the best.
And it's so much more about finding that music when you need it at that time than, like, committing to this is my favorite artist for the rest of my life, you know?
Oh yeah, completely. Like I'd be like that. I love the chart music thing, like, but I don't get the dance music thing.
I really do think that all music serves different purposes.
Yeah.
So there's music to work out to, there's music to scream at a bar, and then there's music to, you know, cry to or be on a train to, whatever it is. And I think that music is so much more about the purpose that you use it for than whether it's good or bad or for you or not for you. At least that's how I see it.
If it doesn't have words, I'm like,
but you know, it's so interesting because I feel that way a lot of the time too as a lyricist, but then at the same time, like, I'll go and listen to classical music when I'm trying to, you know, read or something.
Yeah.
I can't listen to lyrics at the same time. So again, it's just, you know, it's the purpose, what you use it for.
That, like, I've no better writing words. Like, so when I hear a song, which is always when like the guy that produces my music, he hears all the music first. Listen, I hear all the words.
Me too.
Whereas like I'd have to listen a few times to go, oh, nice music. You
Yeah.
know? Always.
I struggled a lot in production classes in college. I remember sitting there and people would be giving feedback on songs. And I just couldn't, it was really hard for me to give feedback on the production, skipping over feedback on someone's original song. Usually just because I wanted to talk about how much I loved what they did. But I mean, I went to school with such amazingly talented people. I wanted to talk about, oh, I love what you did with these words here and how this melody and blah, blah, blah. But then we had to be like, okay, well, I think that the kick attack should be a little sharper, you know, stuff like that. And it was hard for me. It really was.
That's like, that's the real producer mind you have to get into. It's
Yeah.
like hearing the sound and hearing what they did. And it's a totally different way of looking at it.
It's a different language for me. It's like switching in my brain. Like, okay, now we're going to speak in this other language and talk about kick drums.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Home is where your heart is, and my heart belongs to you. If you're wondering where your home is, I'm standing here waiting for you.
So this is Bob. Bob's the main man in the Black Sheep Hostel where we are. One big connection I have with the Black Sheep Hostel is Kevin here gave my younger brother his first gig.
That's awesome.
Which is awesome. He's now playing way too much and way too often, and he's in college doing music. But yeah, it was really cool. But you know what, like, and there was only a few people here, and it was like family and stuff. But it was him performing into the microphone for the first time, and he's just leaps and bounds from it. Yeah, so he owes a lot to Kevin.
That's awesome.
You know, and Kevin gave him other gigs and cafes and stuff. That he really owes a lot to Kevin. Big time. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about your music and any upcoming projects you're working on?
I just released my third EP, On Your Mind, which contains 5 tracks, which brings me up to 21 tracks in total.
Nice.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah, I write completely on my own. I can just haven't found people to write with yet, really, more than anything. And then all the musicians on it are my friends.
Oh, that's
so,
awesome.
Yeah, works well like that. And the guy that produces it and has a recording studio, I work with him as well. He's a good friend of mine. So
Did you record it in Killarney as well?
Yeah, just outside Killarney. Yeah. Little Studios.
Nice.
So it's called. Yeah.
And are all the musicians from here as well?
Yeah, they're all from here. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Which is handy because then they play as well in the shows with me. So.
Yeah. So do you tend to play mostly with the same people live in the studio?
Only the big gigs. The
Okay.
big shows would. Yeah. Then again, a lot of studio, like the producer's able to play a lot of the instruments. So if a fella comes in and plays acoustic guitar and electric guitar, then any odd instruments, they'd come in then as well.
And how did you meet most of those musicians?
Through one of them, who got me a job with the rest of them. Now I work with them all. Each of my EPs I've launched in the OUC acoustic guitar. Are you going to, Bob?
Oh.
Just stretching. Yeah, so like, and I also had the band that recorded me with that. So there was Pictures of Us was the first one. Untold Stories was the second one. Then I kind of did 4 singles. And then I did an EP with 5 new tracks on it. The one I'll be releasing next is just acoustic guitar. And the one for Christmas then is just piano.
Nice.
So yeah, piano goes at Christmas.
Yeah,
You know.
it does. Do you have any specific stories from playing out in Killarney or just anywhere that you've played?
One from Whelan's in Dublin. Ex-girlfriend, I was going to say ex-girlfriend at the time, still an ex-girlfriend. She knew a lot of the songs were about her, and she came all the way up to Dublin for the gig, which was lovely of her, but there was 2 seats at the front, right in front of me, and she decided to walk up and sit in them.
Oh.
So I played the entire gig with her staring right at me, knowing the songs were about her.
Oh, God.
And I had stories and all to tell about the songs that involved her. I couldn't tell them. I was sitting right there, right in front of me. Couldn't be closer. Like, yeah. So
I definitely change my set list depending on who's in the room.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. It's great being here in Europe because
doesn't matter.
No one knows anyone that I'm singing about, so it's great. Yeah. So that's why people tour, I think, is to sing about people that they don't want to see on the road.
Exactly.
So you said that you feature Killarney in a lot of your videos. Can you talk about that and the role that the town plays?
It's just nice, one of the nicest towns in the world. You only have to drive 5 minutes out the road and you can see everything.
Yeah.
My most recent video, I took my dad's lovely sports car, and we took that driving, and you can see like all the shots of the lakes and the mountains. Mainly as well because you'd be hoping people would watch it for that reason.
Yeah.
And the main ones is called Hope You Know, and that's me driving around town with my 2 friends. Which everyone loves to call the car song, or the one around town. I'm like, has a name.
Not the car song.
Yeah.
You were saying before that the town has influenced your music because you grew up here, and
it's everything. Yeah. So always where I've been. 27 years here now. So.
Yeah. One doesn't exist without the other.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you, Tom, for
talking to me.
Taking us around town.
I know. Thank you for talking to me. Thank you for listening. Jesus, painful enough.
I'm gonna link all of his music down below so you guys can check him out. He's so talented, and I'm so excited that I got to include you in this series.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Best of luck with the rest of it.
Thanks so much. Don't forget to subscribe. It really makes a difference, and I really appreciate it. And we got a lot more interviews coming soon, so stay tuned.
See you next time. I mean, Christmas is like this town is it's great for Christmas. They do parades and everything.
Yeah.
Like, in like 2 weeks' time, my whole life is going to be Christmas anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I spent 3 months covered in glitter. No matter how many showers you have, glitter does not come off.
Glitter doesn't go away.
No.
Have you heard of these glitter bombs that you can send in the mail?
That's where you fill the envelope.
Oh, it's horrible.
Horrible, yeah.
But it's a company that does this. There's also this other company that does like potato grams, which is ridiculous. But you can mail someone a potato with a message on it.
What they do is just put a stamp on the potato.
I think they might actually.
I feel like Dr. Evil with a dog in my hand.
We need the other one to come up over here. Woo.
Each of my EPs I've launched at she can open doors.
That's impressive. It doesn't want to focus.
Let's focus on you now.
Yeah.
And do I get it back?
No. Okay, car.